preparing to go on the next shore excursion, the one that's going to end in the French wine and cheese tasting. So we've got a little bit of time on our hands before we get going, but we're just going to sit tight and wait for just a bit.
Is to be able to smash the window open if the bus comes to a stop and cannot open the door. Otherwise those automatic doors can be opened anyway, so it won't be likely that we have to need that. Voila, let's go. So we first gonna do is to go to a lookout and then to the wine and cheese, and there will be another lookout after the wine and cheese. And so make sure you go to the restroom at the wine and cheese, because otherwise the second lookout, it won't take long anyway. I also would like to tell you, if you need to buy some souvenir or whatever, shuttle bus will take you to the passenger terminal, which is only like 2 minutes from here, and they go like every 5 minutes. They even sit at the passenger terminal to take you back, and the last shuttle is at 4:30. 4:45, so you will have plenty of time by the time we come back if you need to buy some souvenir or some grocery. At the cruise terminal, you have on the first floor a handicraft market, and on the bottom you have like information desk, and right across, you just cross the road and you have a supermarket.
Lookout, I thought, are we going to the same place?
Yeah, this is always two lookouts. If you look across the sea to your right hand side there, you see a roof with a white roof shaped as a tent. This is the passenger terminal. Yeah, this is the passenger terminal.
Yep. So that's where we were earlier on the previous tour.
So it's not far at all when you get back to be able to buy a few things.
So if it's the same one we're doing that we did before, at least I'm on this side.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you'll get better shots. So you might be able to the normal night. Look, this is the passenger terminal here. Okay, so you cross the road, and this is a supermarket here. Voilà, Auchan. This is where you can buy some this book I showed you, and arts and craft on the first floor at the terminal. So New Caledonia is 400 kilometer in length by 52 kilometer wide, and it takes like 6 hours to drive all the way up top. And Noumea is the capital of New Caledonia. On your right hand side here we have the city market, open only in the morning every day except on Monday. All those blue roofs you see on the right hand side, this is the fish market and fresh fruit and vegetables. This is our local market. It says le marché de Noumea there on the sign. And now you learn how to speak French. Le marché de Noumea. Our police station here. And we're gonna go around through the oldest suburb of Noumea called Faubourg Blanchot. This is the first suburb, which is Quartier Latin. Quartier means suburb and Latin is Latin suburb. Many restaurants and clothing store here too. To your left hand side there we have the French barracks built by the convicts. We will go past close on the way back. Faubourg Blanchot. Faubourg means suburb, and Blanchot is the name of the man that has built all the houses around here, many colonial houses. A lot of them has been pulled down because of termites or because new owners want to have like a more modern houses. Otherwise, some of them are still up there, and you will see they are made of steel roof, wooden walls or steel walls, and shutters, windows with shutters that are painted in colorful way. There is one here to your left hand side, it's a beautiful one, being renovated. Elle va être magnifique. Ça c'était la maison des grands-parents de mon mari. One to your left, this is a very typical colonial house. Tu connais qui? Ah oui, bah oui. C'est ça. Ah oui.
Talking about a lot of things to the left now.
Here you can see one on the right hand side there with the red door. This is typical colonial house. This one too, made out of settlement. Voilà, this is a very moderate suburb. On the left hand side you can see this is another one, all orange. This is a restaurant. They are usually made now for commercial purpose rather than people living in them. And there are one to your left hand side with the green color, with the rundown. Oh là là, ouais, mais moi j'étais dans l'immobilier et j'ai pas réussi à la vendre non plus. Elle est cool. At the end of the Faubourg Blancheux, getting on to the bay, St. Mary's Bay. To your right hand side there, the building with the blue color on the side, this is a restaurant owned by nuns. They cook, they sing, they wait on you, and it's very authentic restaurant. So we are now driving along St. Mary's Bay, and you can see that huge island there, the long island is called St. Mary.
So now it's all on that side still.
Very typical.
Yeah. Mind you, I'll get it on the way back.
It was named that way because the first missionary, when they set foot in New Caledonia after many months of traveling in those ships, they were so happy to be able to walk on earth that they call it St. Mary in honor of the Virgin Mary. There's nothing on it, there's no electricity, no water. There was a project of building a resort, but they haven't raised enough money as yet. And this area is called La Promenade Pierre Vernier. La promenade means going for a walk. It's because you have all this area where you can walk, cycle very safely. This is where all the locals come out after work to do the sport. This is where we're going to go to the lookout, One Toro Lookout. This is a preserved park of 67 hectares of preserved woods, about 72 species of trees, and 27 are endemic to New Caledonia. On top of the hill you will see two guns that were given to us by the Australian Army, the Robin Forces of Australia. And they're still up there, they have never been used. It was during World War, but they have never been used, they're still up there. And we have also the French military base up there. Let me tell you a little bit about the people of New Caledonia. We are 270,000 people living on this island, as well as Marae, Lifu, Uvea and Isle of Pines. And we are made of 4 different ethnic groups. You have the Melanesian people are 40% of the population. Then you have 15% are Asian, Japan, Indonesia, Vietnam and China. They all came out here some 130 years ago to work in the mining industry, and they stayed on. And 15% are Polynesian from Tahiti and Wallis and Futuna, which are also French island. And 30% are French European. Melanesian people live in tribe. There are 341 tribes, and each tribe has a chief, and they have customs, tradition. Otherwise, the rest of the population, we are very much outdoor people, since we live on an island, and everything is the weather is always very nice. So what we do on the weekend, we drive up north. Up north, when you move away from Noumea, as I showed you on the map, there are 33 villages, and those villages, they, depending on the activity, sometimes you have like 600 people in one village, sometimes you have 6,000. They mainly raise cattle or grow vegetables to supply to the population of New Caledonia, although they don't supply enough to feed the whole population. So we have to import almost everything. And since we are French, we have to bring things from France first, so the taxes are less. We just pay like the freight, the ship or the plane. Otherwise, we also can have a quota to import from other countries, and since Australia and New Zealand are so close, we import from Australia and New Zealand beef, lamb, which is great, although our taxes are higher. The native speaks 28 dialects, and they all have, each tribe has got a chief which rules the whole tribe, and they have a custom, like as I told you. And if you ever visit a tribe, the first thing you have to do is to bring the chief a present, which is always the same type of present, which is like a sarong, packet of cigarettes, a manis or a cassava, because it's part of their culture, and a $5 or $10 note. Yeah, but if it's for a wedding, you can give more, but if it's just to visit the tribe, that's how the $5 or $10 is enough. So you put all that present on the floor between the chief and you. He will bend over, pick up the present and welcome you into his tribe. It is more a gesture of humility, of respect, to acknowledge that he is the highest authority of his tribe. What we like to do, as you can see, there's nobody around because this is a public holiday today. It's actually, let me see, yeah, it's actually the 8th of May, the end of the World War II, 8th of May, so this is a celebration. And so when it's a holiday like this, most people drive up north, and because those villages, they often organize all type of events, selling their farm products, doing rodeos, livestock competition, stock car racing. It's a very far west atmosphere and we love it. And we can also hunt the deer, because up there there's mainly bush, you know, not many houses, buildings, mainly bush, and those deer, they destroy the farm's products, so we can hunt them. We have grandparents or family or friends that has property there, so we can hang around and having barbecue. Otherwise, you know, out there there are so many islands. 1 in 10 family owns a boat, so they like to go fishing, snorkeling, picnicking on those islands. Is the quite kind of great life. People here are quite outdoor people, quite sporty. They either go for a trek or fishing or hunting. There's always so many outdoor activities. To your left hand side we have a Meridian Hotel with a casino, and this is a bar, brand new bar, very popular. And now we are climbing the lookout called One Toro. One Toro, one in Melanesian language means hill, and Toro means ironwood tree, the hill of the ironwood tree, although there's so many other trees. We have those pine trees called araucarias. You know, the good thing in New Caledonia is that we can put our mat on the floor anywhere, in this bush here, in this park, up in the high mountains. We don't have to worry about any wild animal that can harm me. No, nothing, no tiger, no crocodile, no snakes, no nothing. We have mosquitoes. Yeah, hopeless. Down below, we have a racetrack built by the American soldiers while they were here. Since during World War II, First World War and World War II, they were here. And if you look right across behind those houses near the mountain over there, you might be seeing a bit of smoke coming out. Now, not much smoke because of a westerly wind. While your ship is right across there. This, and this is where the city center is. This is also a great spot for hang gliding. As you can see, those high mountains, they run from the south, far south of the island, all the way up north for 400 kilometers. So they just follow you all along your drive. And some of them are full of nickel. We have 3 plants here. The good thing for mining companies is that they don't have to dig too deep inside the mountain to extract the nickel out. It just sits on top. The Great Barrier Reef of New Caledonia has been classified as World Heritage in 2008 by UNESCO. We have 25 kilometers of Great Barrier Reef. Look how gorgeous the view is. It's a bit hazy today though. But you can still see the far south of New Caledonia that ends right on the sea there. You can see the far south here, where the mountain finishes. We're gonna stay up here about 10 minutes before we go to the wine and cheese spot. 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes. So if you need me to take a picture of your family, do not hesitate. And if you look right here where the stern is here, right across at the horizon, you see the lighthouse, Amédée Lighthouse, that white stick standing up there at the horizon. Down below we have Duck Island, which we call it Party Island because sometimes we hire the whole island to celebrate our weddings, our anniversary. So we hire the whole island. Otherwise, there is just a restaurant in the middle of that island. We can go there with a taxi boat. It takes only 5 minutes. And the island behind is called Escapade Island, which is a Hilton hotel. You have many rooms on the pier. It's beautiful. It's a 5-star resort. And down below we have the Meridian Hotel with the casino right on the beach. So you can see those are ironwood tree. Just take your time, ladies and gentlemen. We are not expected until what time? 2 o'clock at the wine and cheese.
So we were here earlier this morning, so I won't film too much of this area. It's very, very humid here, very warm, but we were here earlier today. We're just looking at a group of young ones over there behind us with their nice little car. When we came up here this morning, there were 3 of them in the other car park over there with their music going, looking really cool in their funny little cars.
Little two-door thing.
Yeah, little 2-door. I don't know whether they're Fiat Bambinas or the equivalent of what used to be a Fiat Bambina. But it's funny looking at the young ones being really cool in their little car. One of these islands has a 5-star Hilton on it. So there's 3 of those funny little cars going with the young ones in it. Another one over here.
Okay, Lam. So there's another island there. Did you see the lighthouse of Noumea? Over there. Voila, to your right hand side, you look at the horizon, and there is an island there with a white stick. You can't see the stick. Well, anyway, this is the lighthouse, Amédée Lighthouse. It was built in 1865 in France, put into pieces and then shipped to New Caledonia and reassembled on the island. And this is a great tour to do, you know, because once you are on the island, you have like Tahitian music, Polynesian show. They show you how to demo, to tie the sarong, how to climb a coconut tree, how to open a coconut. And you also have like a great buffet lunch with fish and barbecue meat. And you can also climb up, all the way up the lighthouse. There's about 250 steps. And you also have the smallest post office in the world there. There's also a nice handicraft shop, souvenir shop, and also a glass bottom boat that takes you around the island, and they show you how to feed the fish.
It's another one of those little cars that the young ones
So it's a great
drive around here.
Just to tell you, the average houses around this area here, which we call the Golden Triangle, this is the nicest part of Noumea. Average house around $700,000, and up to $2.5 million, which are those one here on the right hand side. So there are very few around that price, but they sit right here. So you have Melbourne Cup, we have Noumea's Cup, usually around July. It's very popular here with the locals. The horses come from the northern west coast of New Caledonia. And those 2 buildings you see there, this is the hotel, and one has got a revolving restaurant. Down below is all the hotels down there. Yuvata, what else? Ramada.
More young ones in their funny little cars. So to your left hand side we have our local swimming pool. A lot of champions came out of there. And Chateau Royal, which is a resort, and Club Med was right here. We have a nice tiny little beach here also with the shark net, very safe. And you can see Duck Island there, very close. Taxi boat takes you to Duck Island in 5 minutes. You can see in the middle you see a hut there. This is where we're having our party. And on the pier here we have a restaurant with a glass bottom boat. Here it's a bar. And the middle one is a nightclub that opens from about 11 to about 4 or 5 in the morning. So we are now at Ansevata Beach. This beach is usually very windy, which is kite surfers' paradise, although today the wind is westerly wind, it's not very strong. And this whole area here is like hotels, souvenir shops, restaurants. It's a great place to hang around. Types of restaurant, Chinese, Vietnamese, steakhouse. Il y a plein de militaires là. And to your right hand side, this is the Hilton Hotel. Underneath many restaurants and souvenir shops and clothing store. This whole area used to be American soldiers headquarters, the GI headquarters. And the GI hospital right at this roundabout, they have now become a park. So this whole area used to belong to not belong, but the Americans used to stay here and look after the island. Ansevata Beach. Ans means beach, means bay, and Bata means sandalwood tree, because the whole area used to be only sandalwood bush.
To your right hand side, that building, that round building here, this is South Pacific Commission. South Pacific Commission was created in Canberra in 42 by Australia, New Zealand, America, Netherlands, and France. South Pacific Commission is here to look after all the islands in the Pacific that is under the supervision of those big countries. And South Pacific Commission work is to promote the environment, to help those islands with environment, education, health, and all other issues that those island needs. Your left hand side we have the aquarium of Noumea. 500,000 liters of water and all types of fish of the lagoon. Very beautiful, colorful fish. You also can see the nautilus and the turtle pond. And this is the beach, Lemon Bay Beach. Beautiful Lemon Bay Beach with all the restaurants underneath there on the right hand side. This is our local hangout. Around the corner from here, we have the memorial of Captain La Pérouse. Captain La Pérouse was asked by Louis XVI in 1788 to go around the Pacific to complete the discoveries of James Cook, to write down on the map all the islands in the Pacific. And fortunately, after he went through Australia, his 2 ships sunk in Vanikoro with 200 engineers on board near Vanuatu. So we raised a memorial for him onto the right hand side right here. Captain La Pérouse Memorial. And you can see Duck Island, look how cute it is. Our party island. We are expecting at 2 o'clock, so maybe we are 10 minutes ahead. You can walk around, take picture onto the right hand side up to this jetty here. Oh no no. And at 2:45, make sure you go to the loo after the wine and cheese because we have another stop. You also have free Wi-Fi here if you need. Let me know.
So we're just off the bus before we do the French wine and cheese tasting, and we're out of the air conditioning of the bus now. It's very, very warm, very, very humid here.
Oh, just you have to maybe go down there because yeah, just go down by.
Yeah, we can. Do you want to come?
I was going to wait for you down here.
No, we'll go. We'll go because there's a coconut tree out there. There's coconut trees everywhere here.
Sunny there.
Yeah. It's that Coast Guard out there.
Look how clear it is.
Beautiful clear water, but it's so warm. It's so humid here.
And we haven't tested the temperature of the water.
No, so that's one thing I've been dying to do is test the temperature of the ocean water. So does that defeat the purpose of having this fence here? Why is there a fence here?
Wouldn't have a close.
Here?
Wouldn't have a close.
Do they not want us to go that far?
Maybe not. So
Why have they paved it?
I wouldn't have a clue, so maybe
well,
just respect it.
we'll just respect it. Yeah.
Respect things.
Yeah.
The last thing we want.
I wonder why they have blocked access though. That's
But it seems like they use that all the time to go around there, and you've got people sitting at the end anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, she's waving us back now.
okay. So yeah, everywhere we've been, there's been lined with coconut trees everywhere. Wow. Yeah, sure. So it looks like the Coast Guard going past again. So we're right at the water's edge having French wine and cheese tasting. The French Coast Guard are going up and down over there. It's a really nice atmosphere with humid cheeses at room temperature, but very, very soft. Well, that was absolutely lovely. We had French wine and cheese tasting here. Right next to the water. There's a private island over there. There's coconut trees all along the coastline here. And we had the French Coast Guard going up and down in their boat just before. And I saw a sea hawk with something in its beak scoop over the window over here just a little while ago. Just rolled up, so we're back on the bus. So we're back in an air-conditioned bus, which is nice because it's so humid and warm out there. It's amazing.
I think Janice would like this. Interested in this one, but it's just nice.
Yeah, just nice.
And I brought the little menu thing away with us, so I can show them.
Yeah. So all of these are coconut trees. Some of them have coconuts on them.
Side, this is another area where we have where we like to hang out in the evening after work. You know, there's all kinds of restaurants. This is really a local hangout. We come here after work and sit down, have a glass of wine. Or this bar here, they make their own beer here, and yeah, local beer tastes very good because my brother works in a beer company, and whenever he goes to Holland to train, they tell him your beer in New Caledonia tastes good because the quality of the water you have. We can drink water from the tap, and it comes from a mountain down the south of Noumea. taste the beer one day, it'd be good. And I was telling you about the prices. Look at this sign here up there, 27.5. That means about $300,000 to buy an apartment right on the beach here. Yeah, one bedroom apartment. This one is 26 million francs Pacific, which is around less than 300,000 also. So one bedroom apartment, one bathroom, right on the beach. Yeah, but that's why we have shark nets. we like to keep our locals and our tourists safe, you know. So this beach being so close to the city, most people that works in the city, they come out here on their lunch break. They take a dip in the water, you know, they have their sandwich, they take a shower. And the lunch break is 12 to 2, so for most, well, usually it's 1 hour, but it can be up to 2 hours, you know, so they have their siesta here. Sometimes they even forget to go back to work. All many shops, offices, you know. And look at this roundabout. We have a big stone with a green color on it. This is how the nickel looked like before being squashed. And this is the best quality nickel in the world here. Have a look at the green color. It's called garnierite. It's best for it's best for lithium batteries for electric cars. And here we have another bay with the French Navy headquarters is just behind there, and you can see the ship there. This is the surveillance of the French Pacific zone. So French Army, French Navy is right here in New Caledonia. We have also a nice little mall here called Port Plaisance with a duty-free clothing store, restaurants. Very pleasant little mall. This whole area is called the Golden Triangle. This is where the nicest suburb of Noumea is. As you can see, the landscape is like those pine trees sticking up. You know, this is typical landscape of Noumea. And you can see we have a lot of sailboats, you know. Usually Noumea is quite a breezy city, which we don't mind, you know, especially when the temperature rises. Although today there's no wind at all. So you can really walk from the city all around the beaches like this, you know, if you like to walk. It's quite a fair way, but it's quite safe and nice to walk along the shore like this. Here there's some nice French restaurants around here. This is one of the best for me, Marmite et tire-bouchon.
Marmite. So there's a restaurant there called Marmite. But they pronounce it Mamiti.
And this suburb here is called Orphanage Suburb. In 1866, New Caledonia was a penal colony, so 20,000 convicts were sent to New Caledonia, and when they finished to go to jail, they had to remain on the island. But then local girls did not want to talk to them, so young orphan girls were sent to New Caledonia to give them a chance to raise a family, and the orphan house is just onto your left hand side there. So the whole area is called Orphanage Suburb and Orphanage Bay. familiar with the driving here in New Caledonia? It's on the right hand side.
On the wrong side of the road.
No, it's not the wrong side. Je sais pas quand c'est, le musée sera terminé. Moi, je crois que celui le compagnon qui travaille dessus. And to your right hand side there, next to McDonald's, this is a museum, a native Melanesian museum. It's not completely finished yet, but it's gonna be, I think, next year. It's gonna be beautiful. And we have the American Memorial to your left hand side there too. Beautiful Melanesian museum. This is our post office. And we're gonna go now to another lookout where you can see your ship, the picture of your ship. This is the city lookout, and the lookout is called La Dame du Pacifique, the Lady of the Pacific, which is the Virgin Mary. She looks after the city, she looks after the town, make sure that nothing happened to the city of Noumea. Apparently this is what the Catholics said. We are right in the middle of the city now. This here on the right hand side is a bar, very, very popular at night. You can see this all the nice clothing store. To your right hand side is the church built in 1887 by an architect that it was a convict. On est passé là déjà, non? Ah ouais. New Caledonia has an autonomous status. We have our own Congress and our own government that votes all the laws of the country except for justice, army, education, and currency. The Congress is on your right hand side, and this is the High Commissioner office.
Don't.
The highest authority of New Caledonia is the High Commissioner. He's like a governor of New Caledonia. He's the highest authority. We are still under the French government of France, and the governor is reporting to the governor of New Caledonia is reporting to the Prime Minister of France anything that happens in New Caledonia. He's here to ensure the safety, the security of New Caledonia and around the Pacific for the French Prime Minister. So all this area here is suburbs just next to the city, and we're going to go up over there.
Over there, okay.
So this area is being a little bit worshipped, if you want, by the Catholic in New Caledonia. They all come out here to pray for miracle, and some miracle happen. You will see some plaques with written "Thank you, Virgin Mary, thank you so much," because those people has been coming here to pray for some miracle, and the miracle happened. So this is an area where sometimes they also have a mess.
But someone cleaned it up?
Yeah, mess. Yeah. Lady of the Pacific. I think about 80% of Caledonian people are Catholic. If you want to see the gagu, the endemic bird of New Caledonia, the zoological park is just on the right hand side there. Over there, up there.
This fish is just right here. What's that?
Okay, let's come down here about 10 minutes so you can do a little prayer or just admire the view of the city. The ship is on the right hand side over there. Carnival Splendor.